This is an awkward start.
Was that? Yeah.
Well, you didn't count us down.
Yeah. Like. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Time Isn't Real podcast. We are Ragnarok Raven, and we're back from missing out a week.
Which seems to be the norm anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take a week off
First
every
things,
other week.
oh. First things first, it is a sad day for the Pokemon fan game community because Relic Castle got DMCA'd. And for those that don't know, Relic Castle is the largest fan game community with both like hosting fan games and hosting resources for fan games. So the alternative right now is Poke Community, and I think that might be getting DMCA'd soon too, or at least their fan game section, because if the Pokemon company is targeting Relic, they're going to target anything resembling Relic, which means Poke Community, Reborn Evo. Those are the only two other ones that I know of.
Yeah, I feel like it's been not even sad, but just frustrating couple of weeks in general for Nintendo fans that like piracy. Just because a couple of weeks ago,
Citra got
yes, the fruit.
Well, it was, I think Tropical Haze developed both Citra and Yuzu, but it was Yuzu that got targeted.
Yeah, I heard that Citra also got targeted.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's that while Citra wasn't named in anything because it's still Tropical Haze that was the developer, they took that down too, just for safety reasons.
Yeah, so what I expect to happen is that the source code for Yuzu and Citra will probably be passed along to someone else who's interested and probably renamed.
I mean, it's already like on the internet and pretty easy to find. So,
so we're already on step one.
Yeah,
this is what happened with Uranium. The main devs, Involuntary Twitch and JB, I think is the other one. They got cease and desist for Uranium, and maybe a week later, it got passed along to someone else. Relic Castle, on the other hand, that was a 10-year-old website.
Yeah.
And most of what was on Relic Castle is also on Poke Community. And now that it's known that Relic got targeted, people are going to be backing up their stuff. I'm hoping to see more sites like Relic pop up.
Yeah.
RagnarokRaven.net can actually serve that purpose because we have a forum for it.
So how long until Internet 2?
Technically, if you ask the NFT bros, we're already on Web 3.
Yeah, I know, but I mean more like the next step of, community, online communities. Because, like,
there's already a few of those.
Yeah.
We went from IRC to Discord.
Right. Well, I'd say it's more like, first there was Usenet, then Usenet became the internet. So, the internet is the second step in it. Then, we need the next step because, boy, the internet is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say with the whole Yuzu and Tropical Haze thing, what they were taken down for is pretty bullshit. The main thing that got named was the distribution of Tears of the Kingdom before it was released. As far as I know,
not Yuzu's fault.
Yeah, as far as I know, neither Tropical Haze nor Yuzu or any of that had anything to do with the distribution of Tears of the Kingdom.
No, they just allowed it to be played. It wasn't distributing it.
And not just that, but I think that on an official level, Tears of the Kingdom was not even playable on Yuzu until day one release.
Ah,
I think that there were some, user-made patches for it, but you couldn't just run the game in Yuzu if you wanted to.
what this likely is they're just finding a reason to target Yuzu.
And ultimately, another big one that was named was how in the Yuzu website they had instructions on how to get your keys from your legally purchased Switch.
Okay, but that's legal.
The extraction of those keys is technically not legal, but there's also the fact that it's your device.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dumping the BIOS from your legally purchased PS2.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, very few people were actually dumping their own keys from their own Switch. But still, it's like one of those things where it's like, if I'm not allowed to modify my console how I please, then how can you say I even own it?
Yeah.
And this factors into right to repair and that whole can of worms.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole lawsuit against Tropical Haze and Yuzu was pretty bullshit, and it really bothers me that it worked.
Mm.
This is why copyright law needs massive reforms.
Yep.
And see, on that level, I can see why Relic got hit, because it doesn't distribute ROMs, but it does distribute edits to ROMs, and it also just has some official resources that were ripped from the games.
Yeah.
So I do understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
either way, the past couple of weeks have definitely shifted me towards it's always okay to pirate Nintendo.
Yeah.
Also, that's the conclusion I have drawn from the events these past couple weeks. It's always okay.
Yep. Rare sight of Whitefucker claws.
Which is funny because prior to 2 weeks ago, I was like, hey, legally purchase when you can.
Yeah.
And I don't think I don't think I believe that anymore. Funny how that is, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's for example, Nintendo doing this doesn't reflect anything on, for example, the Pokemon Company.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, the Relic Castle thing was a third-party company that does things for Pokemon Company and not Nintendo.
Oh. Huh.
That's what I read
I'm talking more about the Yuzu thing with the piracy thing. Nintendo doing that doesn't mean anything for the actual parties that make the games. It's just that Nintendo is the publisher.
Right. But I mean, that Nintendo's probably getting 90% of the money from any video game sales.
Yeah, but for things like Paleo Pines or Stardew or Undertale or whatever, is Undertale on Switch?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Is Undertale on Switch?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, things like that. Buy them if only to support the devs, and if you can, buy it on PC, not Switch. But if you only have a Switch, it's okay. You can buy them.
Yeah,
if you're on PC and it's available on things other than Steam, like GOG, try to buy it on things that aren't Steam.
Yeah. One Shot is another that's on on both Steam and Switch.
Like, the ideal situation is if the developer does direct sale.
Yeah, which very few of them do these days because it's just easier to move through Steam and stuff like that.
I
do not.
believe Chucklefish still does.
Oh, neat.
I don't understand how one shot could be played on anything but PC. All the tricks it does.
So basically, One Shot Switch version has an emulated desktop environment.
Neat.
So like Doki Doki.
I'm not familiar with that. Basically, you play it on a mock-up of a desktop computer.
That's cute.
Yeah.
But still loses that magic of it invading your PC.
Yeah, it's kind of like I would
It's
compare it to Rhythm Doctor's emulated emulated window movement.
it's a necessary evil
It is.
because One Shot requires those shenanigans.
But yeah, before recording today, I went through and downloaded a bunch of things that just because of the whole Nintendo thing.
So, like with Yuzu and Citra, if you still have them, are you still able to play them, or are they
Yes.
like okay?
Yep.
All right then. So it's
They
just a matter of finding mirrors.
Yep.
That's good.
Speaking of like really old game stuff, though, like emulation in general, someone on the internet found an old PS3 dev kit with the 2008 prototype of the original Time Splitters 4 on it.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah. $525 later, it's on Hidden Castle.
Jeez.
Or Hidden
Isn't
Palace,
it
rather.
crazy how stuff like that happens? Just didn't something like that happen with a GameCube related thing? Like I think more than 10 years ago at this point. But like, wasn't there like some game that was found through that kind of thing for GameCube?
I think so.
Isn't it like some gorilla thing? I don't remember.
Now, the prototype currently doesn't work on RPCS3, but that's not going to last forever.
Right. All it takes is for someone to commit some fix, and the developer's going, "Oh, yep, that looks good."
But the fact that someone found this is insane.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm mildly tempted to just spend the next who knows how long going through things and just pirating whatever I can, because I don't know how long that'll last, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is always morally correct to pirate EA, Activision, and now Nintendo games.
Yep.
Ubisoft too.
Yep.
True.
And the quadruple A games that flop on release.
Why would you even bother pirating those, though?
Oh god. Like I was all hyped for Skull and Bones. Then there was like they took everything good that Assassin's Creed 4 did with the pirate shit. Took it all out and just made Ship Combat Simulator 12.
Yeah.
And
so where the fuck is Beyond Good and Evil even?
And it's still in the oven.
How long has it been in the oven?
Oh fuck. 20 years?
Oh no.
25 years? I don't know, not 25 years. I think it might be 20 or 15 years.
It's never coming out.
No.
was I about to say? I was about to say something, and then just completely left my mind. Yep, nope, got nothing.
Let's
So-
add Blizzard to that mix too. Blizzard sucks now.
I mean,
Yeah.
Activision.
Oh, that's true. I
Yep,
forgot
that's
that.
true.
I mean, they
Hey,
fucked
and
up
because,
Toys for Bob went indie though.
And also, because of what happened recently, we have to add Aspire to that collection too. I hate you. I hate you so fucking much for that.
Disney Star Wars and co-opting fan-made content. Name a more iconic pair.
I'll just continue
'Cause-
playing my modded copy of Classic Battlefront 2. Thank you.
Right? Like, and it's so easy to mod, you know? But it seems like Disney Star Wars is just doing that every like couple of days. Another thing, like, oh, this person's art got taken by Disney Star Wars and was used as the cover for their latest book, and nobody asked permission.
Yeah.
Or when they steal
It's
fan ship designs and put them in the movie.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of remarkable that this keeps happening.
And Nate, speaking of studios or publishers that have recently gone quote unquote indie, Saber Interactive.
I'm not as familiar with them.
Saber is the publisher that was initially under like PlayOn / THQ Nordic / whatever the hell they're calling themselves these days.
I always like
And
THQ
we're
Nordic.
we're responsible largely for the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remaster.
Oh, okay.
So turns out that Embracer sold them off less than a year after getting them.
Armored Warfare. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Saber Interactive is now their own publisher again.
It's like looking at their not even filmography. What would that like a single word for that be for games published in the same way that you know an actor has a filmography?
Game catalog? Well, not
Sure.
single word.
But their game catalog is like 80% like weird licensed games, and then the occasional big hit. It's kind of funny
Also
to
just
me.
sound like THQ, like the original THQ to me.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm not even like lying about that weird, just like why is so much of this weird licensed games that just suddenly big hit, like Armored Warfare and Halo Combat Evolved, and you know. Put that in the right chat. I sure did. Gloomhaven? Ow. Okay. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Kingdom Come Deliverance specifically for the Switch.
Yeah,
Hmm.
That is oddly specific.
it is. But yeah, this whole thing of, you know, takedowns of emulation related stuff. Just it kind of makes me question, if we can't do things with what we buy after we buy them, then what's the point of ownership even? You know?
It
You will own
basically doesn't
nothing. You will be
exist.
happy about it.
What's that, Kuda?
You will own nothing, and you will be happy about it.
Eh.
Then, if that's the case, piracy isn't theft.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I say.
exactly.
Like, if yeah. I'm also of the opinion that, generally speaking, piracy is actually healthy for games.
Yeah.
Because if somebody pirates it and really likes it, they are far more likely to buy the game or album or movie or TV series or whatever you want to, make it about. Piracy to me is more about exposing than it is to, or than it is to just get by, legal things.
Yep.
Ooh. Open in browser.
And sometimes I pirate things that I plan on buying anyway, just to try them out, and usually I just leave them unplayed for a long time and just be like, okay, I'm satisfied with having tried it out. Now I'm gonna wait to buy it. So I did feel about Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince, but that's only on Switch right now, so eh.
Also, for anyone who does not know what I'm doing, I am making reference material for Voidwalkers because it's been a really long time and they're still not a public closed species.
It'd be cool to see them get popular.
Yeah. They're fairly cheap for a closed species, so
And unlike like 50% of closed species, they actually have a creative design.
yeah, they're not just a human with a taco for a head or whatever the fuck is in trend right now on Toy House.
Are you being like facetious, or is that a real thing?
Sadly,
would-
no.
No, I am being facetious, but it would not surprise me.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
We're talking about a website that just sticks crates or objects on top of dogs and calls it a day.
Yeah, either it's things on dogs or things on people.
Yeah.
Or things on cats.
I don't want to call it lazy.
It's lazy.
Yeah,
It's lazy.
Yeah.
And then you have the actually creative ones like Pillow Wings.
Yeah, those are adorable.
Yeah. Like it's basically plush toy with pillow tail, but it's not restricted to just dog.
Like I get like an artist should always draw what they're comfortable drawing.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line between being comfortable and using a click and paste template.
Yeah, speaking of Pillow Wings, it's not official, but I finished this.
Hold on a sec. I also have something to post because something arrived for me this week.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a cutie. Bark.
Cat.
So I put like that piece of cardstock in just to keep the envelope stable, and I figured I would just doodle.
That's a good idea.
It's a good doodle.
It is. But that's a very good
I
idea.
do that all the time.
It's a good idea, especially if you're shipping stickers or things like that. It keeps it perfect. That's very smart.
And then if you get popular, people can resell those little doodles for a bunch of money.
After having
Yeah, I draw little kale doodles all the time. I think Gig has gotten like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Do you keep those?
And some of them I still have.
Huh. Because I don't expect people to keep them, but yeah, just a little fox doodle. I always do it from the front. I don't know why.
Cute. So
Yeah.
also my mom liked it.
I need to buy some of those stickers soon.
They're not currently on my Ko-fi because I actually have them now. But yeah, I need to also get more sticker runs going because mailing a single sticker is
Not conducive to anything.
yeah.
From what I saw, like people who do sell stickers online, I've never seen it done individually, but I've always seen it like packs of 3.
Mm. I could get like a few runs going and then do like this surprise grab bag.
That's a cute idea. People love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Spread Isaac propaganda to the world.
So like I'm trying to find something cute to include with Pom Pots. And if I have time, next time we do it. Huh? Yeah, stickers. That's what I was thinking. Because I like the chibi designs I did. Like, I would love to turn those into stickers.
Right. What do I do for this page?
Do a trait grouping.
Good, yeah. Also, Phoenix, because I don't know if you've probably not seen this on Toy House because I put it up literally like 3 hours ago. Hang on. I figured I might as well get started on this finally.
Oh. Hey, that's the page I was just looking at.
Yeah.
Did you literally just upload that?
What do you mean?
The genetic code page.
Yeah, I just uploaded it.
That's hilarious.
Technically, I haven't gotten permission from Wim to use the Protochroma Voidwalker there, but I don't think she'll have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's generally pretty accommodating with stuff like this.
Yeah, and it's stuff that's already released on Protochroma, and she's aware that Voidwalkers are a closed species. Like, Voidwalkers are like the one exception to a lot of the rules about giving a creature to Protochroma. Because like they were already closed species when I pitched them. She's known they were a closed species since the beginning. She's letting me do whatever I want with them. Like she even gave permission to do the Voidwalker platformer thing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So, yesterday a new series started on Disney Plus.
Oh,
I was
I
wondering who was
shouldn't
going to
say
bring it up.
new, because it's actually a direct continuation of the old '90s X-Men cartoon.
That's what I've been seeing advertised all over Twitch.
Yep. The
interesting.
name of the series is even X-Men '97, and it's 2 episodes right now, and it's really good so far.
Yes.
I will say the animation takes getting used to. It's not bad. It's just different, you know. And because it's different, a lot of people don't like it. Because of course that happens.
I mean, didn't they try to set out to
Right.
capture that the old '90s style animation with that?
Yes, but it's also like very clearly 3D.
I can see how that's off-putting to some people.
Yeah. Uh, it's not quite like what Arcane looked like, but it's fairly similar to that. But yeah, it is a little bit off-putting, but once you get used to it, it's fine. But yeah, like really quickly in the first episode, we get to see Storm just going all out, which is so awesome. Like, I don't think, like, I think this is the first time in any non-comics medium that we've seen Storm go full out with her powers.
I mean, they always underutilize her in every movie she's in.
Yeah.
I mean, she's one of the
Like,
strongest
she
mutants. She's an
was,
Omega level mutant, isn't
yeah,
she?
yep. But yeah, she was walking through the desert and calling lightning down, and the sand was being turned into glass, and it was awesome.
That is cool.
Feel bad for her, though.
Yeah. That's probably all that we should say.
Oh, since we're speaking
Magneto
of,
was cool, though.
What was cool?
Magneto.
Oh, yeah.
Hot damn.
Yep. To put it one way, Magneto's trying to be a good guy now, but everybody's making it really hard on him.
I've always liked Magneto as like the anti-hero kind of character.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping to get such a. I'm hoping
Technically be more like an anti-villain.
True.
Because the modern anti-hero is doing the right things for the wrong reasons, whereas an anti-villain is doing the wrong things for the right reasons.
This is why I
would
love
say.
gray characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's even in the original X-Men cartoon that this is the continuation of. They didn't shy away from those kind of storylines where it's like, oh, this is not everything's black and white. There is a lot of gray area with this.
Yep.
I think that's why I was
mean,
like
that's, that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what X-Men has always been since like the 60s.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for it to come to live action again, especially if they pick a good actor for it.
Yep. And anybody criticizing the new series for being woke or whatever kind of doesn't realize that X-Men has always been woke from the beginning. Always been about civil rights, all of that.
I guess it's just how it's delivered now. It's the delivery that pisses people off more than anything.
Yep.
See, I'm okay with quote-unquote woke stuff if it's done tastefully and not bashed over your head. When it's bashed over your head, it turns me off.
Yeah.
Like, X-Men was always subtle with it. Well, not really subtle with it.
No.
If you know how to read
not
it, you
subtle, but I would...
No. Tasteful.
Yeah.
Not even taste. No, I can't even use tasteful. Like, they weren't ashamed to wear it on their sleeve, and it wasn't forced. That's what it is. It wasn't forced. It felt
Right.
it went with the story.
It was
flowed.
actually them like putting their hearts into the work
Mhm.
and saying, yeah, these parts of society are really fucked up.
Mhm.
You know,
I think that's why I never
And-
that stuff never bothered me back then. And that I was also too young to understand that shit.
Yeah.
But like,
and I will say that they did that in just the second episode of this series. They had Magneto give a speech about how stuff is fucked up. And, you know,
mhm. See, as long as they're not trying to force it and it comes in the flow, then it's not ever a problem.
Mhm.
And with
Right.
X-Men, I don't think. I don't know. I guess it really depends on the director, writers.
but so far, X-Men 97 seems to be going in a good direction.
That makes me hopeful. Because right now, Disney's kind of like pulling the plug on almost everything Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, they really are
Maybe
hoping Deadpool saves the
reducing.
MCU.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that, like, there is relevance in reducing just the sheer quantity of
Mhm.
Marvel stuff that gets released
It got
in short
exhausting to keep
succession.
up with.
Hmm.
Like, I stopped watching the movies and the shows because it's like every month there was a new thing you had to watch in order for the storyline. Like,
Yep.
the reason why the Infinity Saga worked so perfectly, it was 3 movies a year, and that was it.
Yep.
Now there was, 5
I will
movies a
say
year
that.
plus 3 shows?
Yeah. I mean, I've linked my
Timeline.
watch order thing, and boy, it gets so complicated after Endgame.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And like what was the
And
last
part of the
movie I even
reason it
bought?
gets and part of the reason it gets so messy after Endgame is because production was messy
Mhm.
and things didn't just follow chronological order, and it just got all weird.
It's just it's losing. I don't want to say losing the Russo brothers was the big thing, but like they really were like the captains of the ship in the end. And going into the multiverse saga, it's like they didn't know which way to go with it first, or at all.
Yeah.
And then you had Jonathan Majors. We lose our multiverse villain,
Mm-hmm.
which is a shame. He was a good actor.
Yeah.
And Disney, instead of replacing him, which they could have because Kang is a multiversal character, you could have had anyone come in and play Kang.
Yeah.
I love that there's a theory floating around. I don't even know if it's a theory. It's like people just like just posting. They want to see it where all the Kangs are defeated, and the last one is being thrown down, killed by Doctor Doom. I would lose my shit for that. Because you got to have a villain for this multiverse saga, and if you're doing Secret Wars, Doom was one of the main characters for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
I haven't continued in a while, but I have been sort of rewatching the MCU.
It's worth watching.
And yep, the thing is, I think I found the exact moment where the MCU went wrong. It's one just little sound effect, single sound effect in Thor 2.
The Wilhelm scream?
No.
What's
It's
this?
when they're fighting Curse and they use the black hole bomb thing on him. And of course he's getting imploded into it. And right as his head gets imploded into it, it makes a little pop sound.
Yeah, it's when it got goofy.
Yep. And just as I was watching it, it's like that's where the MCU went wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's like the first few phases were serious. They were very serious, decently serious movies with some humor thrown in here and there to break
Right.
up to break it up a bit. Then they all started focusing on comedy.
I think the reason that they started shifting to comedy so much was the success of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think
Thor
that made them
Ragnarok.
go, hey, people like this. Let's do more of this.
And unfortunately, it only
Without
works
understanding
for
why it worked.
exactly. It only works for the Guardians.
I'd say it worked with Ant-Man as well.
Oh yeah. It's true. The first two Ant-Man were really good movies.
Mhm.
Well, the first one was really good. The second one was okay. Third one,
Third one forgot what being an Ant-Man movie was.
yeah, it's supposed to be a heist film, not a let's go to the miniverse.
Not just that. It's about the playfulness you can have with that kind of power.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It's
there was
about the
none of that.
really goofy action scenes of shrinking and growing and doing the silly things like that.
Mhm.
Like why can't I think of the actual guys? The previous Ant-Man, like he's an important Marvel character. Why can't I think of his actual name?
Hank Pym.
And
Yeah, Hank Pym. There we go. Like when Hank Pym just had the Hot Wheels box of actual
Yes,
cars.
I love that.
You know?
He has a tank as a keychain,
Yeah.
and of course that entire thing screws up the lore because it's even said in the
Yeah,
first
because
movie. The weight is the same.
Yeah, but that's okay because it's all kind of goofy,
Yeah, it was good. No one questioned it until people started pinpointing it.
Yeah.
That's what I think the Marvel movies lost. They're not fun anymore.
I would say that they're not sincere. That's the problem.
Oh, that's a good way to put it, yeah.
Because even though they were really funny, Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, they were sincere about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, this is the movie that we're making, because, this is what we want to make.
Exactly. And then you get Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
did anyone ask for rom-com? No. Oh. Well, that's what you're getting.
Or an axe and a hammer with personalities.
Yeah. I mean, that isn't so big of an issue. It's that, which one of them was getting jealous of Thor's love? I can't remember.
The axe.
One of them was. Okay. Like, the axe, like, actually getting jealous, and it's like, come on.
It was corny.
We don't need this.
That's why I'm glad Taika Waititi's out as director for Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, I love Sam Raimi as a director. The Evil Dead movies are some of the greatest films in that kind of cheesy horror. Multiverse of Madness was awful.
Yeah.
And I blame Sam Raimi for that.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before. I also didn't like No Way Home. And that's because outside of the nostalgia bait, it was a nothing movie.
You know what I hated about No Way Home? The assassination of Doctor Strange's character.
Yeah. Because, I don't blame Peter for wanting to go the nuclear route with erasing the memories of the world. That's
he's a kid.
fine. He's a college-age kid, but, it's fine. He's
a teenager
hormonal
with impulses.
and crazy. Yeah. That's fine. What isn't fine is Doctor Strange just going, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Literally the smartest Avenger currently, until Reed Richards comes in.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, let's fuck around and find out. It's like that's why everyone
And-
was thinking it was Mephisto in disguise.
Yeah. And not just like the smartest Avenger, but like personality-wise, Doctor Strange is absolutely the type to be like, all right, terms and conditions, let's go.
Exactly.
You know,
like get everything
because-
right before you do it.
Yeah, he's just that super, not obsessive. What's the word I'm looking for?
Meticulous.
Yeah, he's super meticulous about that type of thing because he's a surgeon. You know.
Like as much as I loved seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield all come together for a Spider-Man movie, there was a lot of stupidity in No Way Home that does kind of not help the film.
Yep. Right. And also like the latest thing, Echo. I liked it. My biggest problem with it is that like they tried to make me believe that Wilson Fisk didn't just learn sign language. You know, like that is absolutely something he would have done if he was, raising her as, a niece, like he would have just learned sign language, and even if he didn't tell her, because Wilson Fisk would never reveal all of his skills, it's still something he would have done.
Yeah. It's like common sense. That's a common sense thing. Anybody with a family member, or adopted or raised, or whatever you want to call it in this case, anyone who's close enough with someone who is not able to talk and has to use sign language, you're going to learn some of it. Even by osmosis,
absolutely.
You're going to pick it up.
And what makes it even worse is because at one point, Fisk gives her these contacts and stuff that can show what other people say in sign language. It's like, why not just have them be subtitles? She can read.
Yeah, I was about to say she's deaf, not blind.
But like he also had this translation software for himself that would translate what she says into speech. It's like I'm thinking like there's no way he doesn't know sign language.
Yeah, because you would be seeing
and they even gave him an excuse. When in the show Hawkeye, she literally shot him in the head. They could have made him an excuse of giving her those, be like, I can't sign right now because of what you did to me. But,
You're making me glad I didn't watch this. Because I would have just
other than that one
off.
little thing, it was, other than that one little thing, it was actually pretty good. The big fight scene was a little stupid, but that's just because they kind of gave her one of those it can do more or less whatever you want with it powers. Except it's balanced that it's not all that powerful. Yeah.
The MacGuffin power.
Like it's not super duper powerful, but it's also like it can do more or less whatever she needs it to do.
The Maltese Falcon of superpowers.
Yeah. Because if they had just kept it as, she has the memories of skills of everyone that came before her, that would have been really cool. But it also can do, like... Actually, the one thing I do like that they made it do is it can do memory-related stuff in other people. Like she, healed Wilson Fisk's trauma at the end. He wasn't very happy about that, by the way. And I don't mind it doing that. It's just that it can also do like weird energy blast stuff. That's like, okay, why can it do that?
That's everyone doesn't need to have
this is a memory
kind of
power.
power.
Yeah, like it wasn't like big energy bursts. It was just like it made her attack stronger with nondescript energy.
So like Iron Fist kind of stuff.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked it partly because like Echo is one of those morally gray hero characters.
I think that's what we need more of.
You know, she does what is essentially corporate terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Like that's why
Which is to say, terrorism on the corporations and not by them.
yes, like that's the morally gray argument. Like I think we need more morally gray heroes, and that's why I'm kind of glad that it seems to be like they seem to be set up on Midnight Suns.
Yep.
Because we got Blade coming out in a couple years. Ghost Rider is going to be in. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't know anymore. Ghost Rider is supposedly being introduced in Deadpool, but that's going to be a wild card.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's still Gabriel Reyes. Ghost Rider.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Bring him back.
Actually, from the rumors are saying it's Nick Cage as Ghost Rider. But
the thing is, we kind of know that Nick Cage Ghost Rider gave Gabriel Reyes his powers.
Yes.
Like it's like,
and it's MCU. That's
they never
MCU.
show Nicolas Cage. Yeah, they never showed
Ghost
Nicolas Cage himself. But it showed like the same exact clothing and motorcycle and everything from the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. So, and there can be multiple Ghost Riders. Like right now in the comics, I think there are 3 Ghost Riders.
Yeah, isn't like Vengeance one of them too? Vengeance is like a third one.
No, I just know that like right now in the comics, there's like 3 Ghost Riders.
I love that. See, Ghost Rider is what got me into comics. That's cool though.
And like they seem to be bringing back MCU Defenders too. Like with Echo and soon coming Daredevil, Born Again.
Then Punisher should come with that.
Maybe.
I like the Punisher.
You don't think Punisher is super necessary for Daredevil?
No, but like it's a good way to bring back the character, introduce him through that again.
It is. But like, and kind of proof that they're bringing back the Defenders is like they put Echo in the Defenders category on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, look at that. It makes me wonder why Hawkeye isn't in that category, because it should be if Echo is, you know?
I say can shows be in multiple categories?
I don't see why not. I mean, that. And also, Hawkeye wasn't very good in the first place, but.
I gave it
It still should be in that. Yeah, exactly. That's my thing too. It was. It
was entertaining, but it wasn't Loki.
Yeah.
And I say the same thing with Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was I'm just sick of the whole
really
same
didn't
powers.
Like it actually, because they just completely forgot the moral like halfway through.
Also, I'm kind of getting sick of the same superpower fights superpower thing. Well, I guess in that case, because Sam didn't have no super soldier serum in him, it kind of wasn't.
Right.
But still. At least there's no Skybeam.
Yeah. I will say, though, just don't ever watch Secret Invasion. It wasn't good.
No, I don't plan on it. That's a never. That's a never show.
I would sooner rewatch Inhumans than Secret Invasion.
Oh, that. Whoa, wow. That's bad.
Okay, the thing is, at least Inhumans had, like, creative superpowers and stuff like that. It wasn't good, but, you know, it's still, like, you know, there's still stuff to enjoy in it. Secret Invasion just there's like 1 or 2 good things in it, and then yeah.
Damn.
Like, hey, who wants to see Skrulls be people? Now, who wants
Everybody
to see...
did, but then they
Yeah.
weren't people.
Exactly. They were just... I mean, they were people, just not people you cared about.
Yeah. God. Imagine making a show where like the entire like thing to draw in people is you don't know who's a scroll and who isn't.
At that point, just watch
And then
Avengers Earth
they just
Mightiest
tell
Heroes.
you, yeah, and then they just tell the audience who's a scroll from the beginning.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Like, did you read your own promotional material? You know, like.
I mean, what's the point of having Secret Invasion without the mystery?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, they could have had a really good thriller with this one.
absolutely.
With twists, turns, betrayals. But no, Disney fucked it up like they fuck up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Nate and I had to suffer. Just chose to suffer through it, so you don't have to.
I'm glad I don't have to.
What kind of sucks about it being so bad is that the Marvels was decent.
Jeez.
Still didn't watch that.
Like, I genuinely had a lot of fun watching it because, like, they made Carol kind of, they gave her a character. It's something that a lot of people kind of missed about her character in that she's a dork.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know how to interact with people because, what do you know? She's been wandering the universe for decades,
Mm-hmm.
so she's really awkward, and that's entertaining to me.
So I think you want to know what I
You
really
know,
think it is with or Captain Marvel, and I don't like Brie Larson. Just never been a fan of her. She was nice in what's that movie? Scott Pilgrim. Like, she can sing at least.
I haven't really watched a whole lot of stuff with Brie Larson.
She wasn't bad in Kong,
Also in
but she was still an annoying character.
But also another thing that made the Marvels decent is Imam Vellani, the actress for Miss Marvel.
Kamala Khan.
Can't remember her character name. Yeah, Kamala. She's just happy to be there all the time. Like, you can tell the actress is just so happy to be on that movie.
I think that's why I really like the character of Kamala Khan, because she's just a fangirl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, she is a self.
It also makes me wish that. I was just gonna say, I really did like, Miss Marvel the show, except like the latter half is just like, oh, the world's ending, we got to save it. It's like, why did you need to do that? We don't need a world-ending story.
No, you could just have a slice of
You
life
know?
sometimes. Coming of age, coming into her power story.
Yeah.
Guys, this has nothing to do with anything, but apparently when you overlay green on purple, there's a blue line.
Interesting.
Is there a way to fix that?
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is
that actual blue, or is not actual blue? That's
it's
fun.
Not.
Oh, but when you
Oh,
zoom
I
out,
love color.
That is weird.
I love color.
That is a hell of an illusion.
It reminds me.
That was the most Nate sentence ever.
I love color.
No, but just I love those optical illusions. It reminds me of.
Have you ever seen that?
I will put it in here.
Man, I need to show you something then.
Yep. All the balls are brown. And more specifically than that, all the balls are the same shade of brown.
I
put it in the. Okay. I put my image in the voice chat. channel.
It's still
Just-
trying to load.
Oh God.
What?
So, like, Nate, on my image in voice context,
Ah, there it is.
do you see one of the colors
What?
is slightly lower set than the others?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why, but some of these colors do that. The blue, the green, purple, the sapphire, and the rainbow, or which is the light yellow. Yeah, they're like just I don't know why. It's this weird optical illusion. You can see that it's not the case when you zoom in, but for some reason they look like they're lower set than the others.
Yeah. But yeah, just I love the all the balls are brown image.
Is it really? Are they really all brown? Because my eyes say no.
Zoom in?
I tried. I wouldn't let
They
me in
are.
the chat.
Oh.
I'll have to do it after.
But they are not only all brown, they are all the exact same. Like,
It's wild.
they are the same exact ball.
Oh my God, they are.
And it's just the colored lines that are screwing it up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so on the green looking ones, that's because, they're on a background of red, green, and blue lines. So the green ones just have green lines going over them. The red ones have red lines. The blue ones have blue lines,
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it just makes the rest of the ball look that color because context.
Yep.
I just love the way the brain parses color. So fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And people question why artists are mad.
They have looked into the abyss.
Yeah.
All they see when they look at other things just color.
I maintain that yellow is a stupid color. In fact, I think that what I'm about to do is going to show my reasons why.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate working with yellow. I really do. It's
You can only go so far before it turns not yellow.
Imagine. Okay, you want to know why I hate yellow? In the realm
Why?
of
I think
painting.
I know.
In the you probably do know.
Oh.
In the realm of painting, if you want it to come out, you have to give it like 12 coats to get it to be yellow. Like if you don't do a white base coat, you still need 3 coats of yellow to make it yellow. And that's
Look
just
at
not
all of
even-
these. All but like 2 shades are fucking ugly.
I see yellow, marigold, and then like nasty.
Yeah.
That's another thing with yellow. It's so easy to go into the nasty
Uh
color.
huh.
Yeah.
This is why I try to avoid using yellow if possible. Like I recently had to do a commission, and the commission was a Shuckle palm pot. Oh, Shuckle, you fucking yellow worms.
Another just color fact that I love is that the only difference between orange and brown is context.
Yep.
That is true.
I even watched a tech video of all things about how that is, and he explained it really well, and had examples and everything of how the only difference really is context. Why can't I think of his channel name?
Is it Technology Connections?
There we go.
Sounds like something he'd upload.
Yeah, he does not care about the algorithm remotely. 4 years ago. Damn. Also, I just saw that shuckle. Oh, that is adorable.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Oh,
I linked the
that's
video because it's a fun video to watch, because all of his videos are fun to watch, because you can tell that he's always like 2 seconds away from an angry rant.
Colors. Look at these colors.
Ooh.
Oh my god, the
White,
white and obsidian I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I
love
really
the
like
white one especially.
pastels.
Yeah, me too. I'm a sucker for pastel colors.
Like, I know pastels have this kind of you know, thing about them where they're not considered very manly, but like, who cares?
Who gives a
They're
shit?
good looking.
I
Yeah.
like pastel colors. I have some pastel shorts. I'd proudly wear them.
Any color can look good in the right context.
Exactly. And pink is
Even
a good
those
color to
nasty
wear.
shades of yellow.
Pink makes a good shirt color.
It does. I need to take steps to really make my wardrobe a bit more colorful. It's not very colorful at the moment.
If you're ever needing a shirt and tie combo, black shirt, pink tie. And it has to be a hot pink. Like, it's a good mix.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in private school, that was one of my favorite color combos. I made ramen the other day from scratch.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
That's also in my picture. I'm just looking through my photo gallery. What can I share with you guys? And it's just like I made ramen from scratch the other day.
Nice.
It was
Like,
so
as
good.
in you made your own pasta too?
Oh God, no! That's beyond me.
That's actually not that difficult.
Oh, I know.
No,
It's
I mean,
but it's a little more.
The difficult part is getting the ratio right to give
Mhm.
the dough the right texture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But once you get that right texture, it's just stretching it and stretching it.
But also, I only had a half hour, and I was like, I'm gonna make ramen from scratch. Half hour later, I have
Nice.
this.
I made cheese sauce last night, and last night I dipped a bunch of breadsticks in it, and today I mixed in some shredded rotisserie chicken
Oh
and
my
just
God,
ate it as is.
that sounds so good.
It had too much milk in it for last night, but it had thickened up nicely today. Bunch of milk, bunch of slices of American singles, salt, garlic powder, smoked paprika.
That sounds
Nice.
It was good.
The last big meal I made was the one I posted everywhere with the sirloin steak.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I ever shared this with you guys, but I have branding.
Ooh.
Don't mind the terrible handwriting, just focus on the pretty seals.
That's not terrible.
Oh, it's for me.
That's cool.
Thank you.
It looks. That's about as well as I write when I'm actually trying.
Oh, I'm just for future because I want to do these tags for all my palm pets going forward. Even Shuckle had one. But going forward, I'm just going to print them out on a nice paper and glue them onto the card.
Ah.
But Shuckle
Also, in that ramen photo, is that tofu or some pork or something?
It's chicken.
Ah, nice.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much as my normal chicken. I mean, not normal chicken. I normally do like a pork ramen or a seafood ramen. I've never done chicken before, and it didn't come out as good as I like, but it was still yummy.
When I do ramen, it's usually just boxed broth with instant ramen packet, soy sauce, a little bit of garlic powder, a bit of butter actually, and
Yes.
eggs.
Butter is. I love using butter in ramen. It gives it a nice creaminess to it.
If there's 3 things that I use in literally everything: butter, garlic powder, smoked paprika.
Yeah. I don't
make
use.
that your like base for everything.
I don't
not
use smoked
you know,
paprika as much as I should.
So good.
Hmm.
What were you gonna say, Nate?
I was saying that's not a bad combination to just put in everything.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. It's a good base. Like, people
Hmm.
people like stopped cooking with butter once they were like, "Oh my god, it's so unhealthy." But like butter, it has so much
I mean,
use.
anything in high amounts is
Mhm.
going to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Just the reality of it.
That is true.
In moderation, it's fine.
I mean, you don't have
Totally
to
fine.
go full. What was her name? The Bullion Queen.
Palatine.
Yeah, no, not Paul. Well, her too. Um,
Oh,
fuck. She did the sous vide shit. Julia Childs.
you don't know. Oh.
You don't have to
Oh,
go
yeah.
full. You don't have to go full Julia Childs with shit, but like, I mean, she used a whole stick of butter for shit. Like, I'll just use this. Like when I
I
make,
mean,
it depends on
in
what
a
you're doing.
to be fair, a lot of Julia Child stuff makes like 12 fucking servings.
That is so
You
true.
know,
You are very right with that one. So a whole stick of butter would make sense.
yeah. It's yeah. And also everything in her cookbook just takes so long.
Well, yeah, because it's sous vide. It's like you got to let it sit and boil for like 6 hours, and it's like, yeah, that's nice if you have time. It's like I just want to make my food and
And
eat.
there's some things that are like not relevant to do anymore because food
Mhm.
safety is better now.
Yes, that is also true.
Like uh like for example in the boeuf bourguignon that I made a while back.
Mhm.
She has you boil the bacon for a while. And I was following the recipe and the bacon was already cooked through. And it still had a long time to go. Like it was only like halfway through and I was like, "Julia, what are you doing?"
That poor bacon.
Yeah. But again, I think that's just because of food safety
Mhm.
concerns.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, we've come a long way in the past 40-ish years since she was
Yeah,
popular.
it's getting closer to like 60-ish.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because
Sometimes I
40-ish
forget.
was 80s.
Oh, Nate, please don't.
Uh,
So, Julia Child, she was mostly in like the 60s. So,
somehow, like, every millennial is stuck thinking it's the
two,
2000s.
yeah,
Yes. It's
2012 at the
it's like,
latest.
oh,
Yeah.
the 80s were only 20 years ago. No,
Uh-huh.
no, they weren't.
Huh.
Fuck, we're old.
Yeah. But yeah, and also what kind of made the Boeuf Bourguignon a little more difficult for me is that I don't actually have a Dutch oven. And that would have made the entire process so much easier. Because the nice thing about Dutch ovens is they can just be directly transferred from the stovetop into the oven, no
Mhm.
problem.
You don't see them in stores that
And
often either.
no, because they're probably like a theft risk
Yeah, probably.
because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, they shouldn't be that much of a theft risk because they're also really fucking heavy.
Hmm.
and then I went to Amazon to check stuff, and like I reminded of the last thing I researched for random kitchen tools. Did you know that blowtorches are actually really cheap?
Yes. It's the propane that costs.
No, the propane is only like $5 a can, or
Nice.
butane is only like $5 a can, but still, you know.
I've been meaning to
So
buy
like buying the blowtorch and the butane together, that would be less than $30.
Oh, that's nice. Good time to pick one up if you need to do some little welding or cutting. Well, now my
We're
question is,
talking
why
like
were you looking?
kitchen. I'm talking
Oh,
about kitchen blowtorch.
okay. A
Stuff
little.
you
Okay. A creme
use for
brulee
like
torch.
yeah. Yep.
Okay. I've been meaning to get one of those because they're used for. You can use them in resin to pop bubbles.
Yeah, I was just genuinely shocked when I saw that, a good looking butane kitchen torch for $16.99. Like,
Wow.
It's not bad. That's a
and
really
it
good
doesn't
deal.
yeah, it doesn't come with any butane, you know, by itself, if you just buy that, but like I said, the butane is only like $5 a can.
That's not bad at all.
No, it's not.
Did you buy it?
In fact, it's almost scary cheap. We haven't bought it yet, but we want to.
It's a good investment
It's
if you're
just
going to be using it often.
yeah, and like one of the other reasons I would like to have a blowtorch is for stuff like scorching vegetables,
Ooh,
because
yeah, that'd
we
be
don't
nice.
have a gas stove. We just
Mm-hmm.
have an electric coil stove. Uh,
Same.
and you can't scorch vegetables on that. So the only other option with that is to put it under the broiler, but that is so annoying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a
Uh,
little creme brulee torch would come in handy for that.
yep. You just take out the torch and just scorch those vegetables, like
Mm-hmm.
bell peppers and even chili peppers and stuff like that.
Oh, I love the chili pepper
Tomatoes
with the
tomatoes
scorch.
are good scorched.
Mm-hmm. The chili peppers, though, that gives it
Mm.
such a nice taste.
But yeah, so that's the main reason I want a kitchen torch, is just to scorch vegetables.
See, when you said blowtorch, my mind went straight to like
Right.
a settling torch.
Hmm. But yeah, no, like less than $20 to buy a kitchen torch, and it's like that's a really dangerous thing to be that cheap.
Nah, nah. That's yes, but no.
Like, that is putting a lot of trust in consumers.
Yeah.
Because, before I looked it up, I was expecting to see price tags of like $100.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes it worth it.
Yeah. So we'll probably eventually get one.
I don't know how to progress this.
Hmm.
What do you want to do? Make the variants go down below?
Kind of, yeah. This box is it's meant to show
Where you want
eye
it?
stuff,
Oh.
but I have a lot of space.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're trying to figure out what to fill it with.
Yeah.
You could always just put like a void walker down there to fill in the space, showing an
Good,
example
yeah.
of one of the colors.
I also have this old reference that I made for someone.
Oh, another thing I did recently in cooking is I practiced some lemon cookies.
I love lemon cookies.
Because I'm going to be sending some as a gift to some friends who are getting married soon.
Aw, that's a good idea.
Yeah. It's like one of those things. It's like, somebody's getting married and you don't exactly have the means to do a, big gift, but
No, that's perfect right there.
Mhm.
Now, are you doing like Italian lemon cookies?
Just normal lemon cookies, basically just a
Okay.
sugar cookie, but lemon flavored.
Oh, okay, so not an Italian one. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
But I love both. I'm a sucker for lemon cookies sometimes. And it's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're making. Those are good. I mean, I know what you're making.
Mhm. Yeah, they're basically just pretty simple sugar cookie like dough and make it lemon.
Hmm.
And I wanted to do something elegant as a wedding gift too.
And that definitely
And
fits.
Yeah,
I mean, homemade baked goods as a wedding gift. That's a step up.
I don't know what to put here.
um, the markings, if you can make them, if they're not, wouldn't be too big.
That's not on this page.
Oh.
This is just coloration stuff.
I mean, if you just want to fill space with nothing, you could just put this is going to sound stupid, but you could just put a color spectrum there. It's like, this is the color page.
So I wonder. Don't mind me, I'm just doing shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. So I've been doing I've gone back and making my fake decks again,
Oh,
and I made a deep sea manaphy.
nice.
ooh,
Is it even on my phone? My deep sea manaphy's not on my phone anymore.
My shenanigans worked.
But I've also made a bearded lizard Pokemon, and I hate it.
ooh. Oh,
And like, I don't know what I did. Like, if for some reason, like, it just doesn't vibe with me. Like, if I can find a deep sea manaphy, I'll share the deep sea manaphy because I absolutely loved it. Am I going to have to go back through a series of text messages? Oh wait, I know where it is. It's in the Discord channel.
Also, Phoenix, I wanted to show you something since we're on the semi-topic of Void Walkers.
Okay.
There's a lot of Void Walkers now.
Oh wait, hold on. Are you? You're not showing on stream. Oh dear, there is a lot of Voidwalkers.
Yeah. The Foxfire Voidwalker is still for sale.
Yes, Phoenix, you should buy it.
Where's this stupid Manaphy? Wait a second. I have it on my fucking computer. Why am I looking for it on my phone? I literally have the whole file on my computer. See, this is what happens when you have a migraine for the last 2 days and just want to go throw your brains up. Concepts of things slip. Here's a deep sea Manaphy.
I mean, for the last couple weeks, I've been getting just really dizzy,
Aw.
so I know what it's like. It probably has to do with the whole glasses thing that I still haven't
Probably.
dealt with. But hey, I did make an optometrist appointment for next Friday, so
That's good. And here's a bearded dragon. I don't like it. I don't know what I don't like about it. I just don't like it.
The first thing that I notice is that there is no separation between the lower jaw and the beard.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to attach the beard to a lower jaw, so I made the whole lower jaw the beard. I think I lost the concept with this.
Is a bit wonky.
Huh?
The back of the head is a bit wonky.
Yeah, bearded dragons are wonky.
And I think with the way like the eyebrow and eye are positioned, it makes the head look two-dimensional.
I'm not good at three-quarter facing.
That's understandable.
I think you know where the problem. Huh?
I said 3/4 is a difficult thing to get right, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not bad at front facing and side facing. 3/4, like if I go look through my collection of ones I made, there's very little 3/4. But like I feel like I lost the entire concept of a bearded lizard and made just a bearded raptor. And even that I didn't do that good because there's no back tail on if it's a raptor or side toe thing.
Called a killer claw.
Yes.
And also, not all raptors have that.
Oh, okay.
Raptor generally refers to dromaeosaurs and related.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of those had a killer claw.
Okay. I think I might do this bearded lizard again. And you want to know what I think the problem is? I didn't have a concept to blend it with. Like, you know how Pokemon is usually animal plus X equals Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
the bearded lizard.
Not really. But...
Well, not always, but like, I'm going to make it a wizard. To play with the beard. Just redo it as a lizard.
The beard is the Pokemon.
Hold up.
Lizard is just the tail.
Hold up. You're giving me an idea and I just pictured something.
Oh no.
Like, embrace the beard.
An idea.
Embrace the beard, forget the lizard. I have an idea.
What the hell is that protochroma critter called where the actual creature is just the floating gems?
Zero Tefani.
Yep.
I like that one.
I just call them zeros.
I like my deep sea Manaphy.
It's cool.
If you look at you know how Manaphy has that? Does it have something on its chest? I think it has something on its chest. I gave it its egg inside.
Oh, Phoenix, did I show you the tiger shark Umbreon that I drew?
No, but I would love to see.
Okay, hang on. It was for a commission. Wait, it's not it. There it is.
Cousin it, but it's a lizard.
I love how it turned out.
Oh, that's really good. I love the ears. Or would it be horns?
Ears.
Okay.
Because it's still an Umbreon.
Right. And I love the pattern.
It's also very Voidwalker.
It is. It is very Voidwalker-ish. I love the patterning that you did on it.
I love like the shiny lines.
Mm-hmm. I love how you took a Pokemon and made it not look like a Pokemon.
Well, I mean, it's not my design.
Thing. Oh. So, I like it.
Yeah.
I should go back to the recording channel.
For one of my regulars.
So people aren't staring at a blank screen the whole time because Discord's stupid.
Edit it in post.
No, it's like if I'm not like in the recording channel, there is no background footage except
Yeah,
our little people.
yeah, I fucking love how that Umbreon turned out.
It came out really nice. I got a question for you, Kalion, as an artist.
Yeah.
How often do you do projects for yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only accurate answer is yes.
Yeah.
I drew something last night, in fact. Hang on, let me
Okay.
find him.
Because like it dawned on me, I haven't done a needle felt creation for myself since Koraidon.
I mean, just even if it's something small, just
Oh,
do something for yourself.
I am doing something for myself. I'm going to be starting it next week, but it's not going to be small.
Phoenix, look at voice context.
All right, give me a second.
I'll s-
Oh, damn. Name that animal.
Also,
Secretary bird.
when I said that
Yep.
the beard is the Pokemon joke, I was actually referencing Dungeon Meshi. It's a really good show, by the way.
Well, see, when you said
But
the
they had a
beard is the
basilisk.
Pokemon, all I can picture is like Cousin It from the Addams Family, but it's a lizard. And I'm running with that
Oh,
concept
that's
now.
great. Happy I could help.
Thank you, because it's like I did not have a concept. Like I was asked, "Can you show me a bearded dragon Pokemon?" I'm like, okay. Didn't turn out the way I wanted, and I hate it. Like, there's very few Pokemon I create that I actually hate myself. I hate doing it, and I hated. I didn't hate doing it. I loved drawing. I hate the outcome of it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dungeon Meshi just had a really fun thing that they did with the basilisk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the typical, rooster on one side and the snake on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Except the chicken part is only the tail, and it's the snake that's the head.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I gotta Google that now.
I really suggest
Oh.
watching / or reading Dungeon Meshi, aka Delicious in Dungeon. It's really good. You can tell that the mangaka is an ecology nerd
Mm-hmm.
because she really goes heavy on the ecology part of the dungeon, thinking about how the ecosystem works and how everything ties together, you know.
I like how
The thing I have to get
Chimera
help to
it is.
do.
Huh?
That thing I have to get help from someone else in this chat to do.
I love how chimeric this rooster is.
Yeah, it's just a really good it's different for anime because just, you can tell she's kind of a nerd about this type of stuff.
Oh my god, the food looks so good in this.
In Dungeon Meshi?
Yeah, I just scrolled down in the wiki and it's
Yep,
showing like the roast
that's
basilisk, and it's like, bro,
yeah.
food porn.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's kind of the draw-in of the anime, but then like, oops, it's not about food, it's about ecology.
You know, I gotta respect someone that actually put in the work to figure that shit out, because like, how many animes are like dungeon this, dungeon that, and it's like an entire living ecosystem inside the dungeon itself, but none of it makes sense. It's like this is not
Right.
how it would work at all. How does this function?
Etrian Odyssey.
Huh?
Etrian Odyssey.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. Etrian Odyssey is just a game series, but the entire point of it is here is a dungeon. It exists.
Like,
Yeah.
like a lot of games can be called out for this too, if you think about it. Like,
Yeah,
no one ever
absolutely.
puts that kind of like thought into a thing. Like, there would have to be a living ecosystem for all these creatures to exist in a dungeon the way they do.
Yep.
My respects to that anime.
Yeah, after watching like the first few episodes when they came out, I was like, oh, I need to read the manga of this.
Is it good?
So yeah, then I just yes,
Okay.
very good. Here's a random panel from the manga because it's fun.
Huh.
I'm just looking through some of my screenshots. They're always fun. Most of my screenshots aren't about the ecology, but just a specific character that ended up becoming my favorite character. Just because he's actually a well done butt monkey,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't see that very often. Because the butt monkey trope, you could even argue, is just like a negative trope. It's not something you should try to do, but it works with this character. Hmm?
The silence
What's
and
that?
then the silence and then the chirp of the fire alarm. It just made me crack up.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
It says how used to it we are because none of
Yep.
us knew what you were talking about.
Uh-huh. It just caught me off guard. I was like
Right.
lulled into that nice silence. My eyes closed because the light
But
is murder right now.
I get it.
here's an example of that one character being a butt monkey. He just got put on peeling duty,
Mm.
and he's just accepted his fate.
It reminds me randomly of that kobold sorting the moss comic.
Yeah. One really creative monster that they had in it was they're called coin bugs because they look like coins.
I
How
like
cool
that.
is that? Actually, I think they're treasure bugs because they're not just coins. They can also be gems and stuff like that.
I like that kind of mimicry. Real life? Oh, I
But
can't
like,
say real life. Voltorb. That's not real.
but
That's real in our hearts.
those are actually related to a whole like ecosystem thing because the treasure insects feed on mimics.
Mm.
Because mimics in this series are basically giant crabs slash lobsters, but the coin insects go into their shell and start and lay their eggs, and the larvae eat them from the inside out, uh, killing the mimic, and that's why you see treasure chests being refilled with what looks like treasure is because that's actually treasure insects.
That's cool.
That is very
Yeah.
clever.
Living armors are actually mollusks that make an iron-like shell, and they all just like stick themselves together.
Neat.
Yeah.
Clicking the wrong one.
And just other things that are creative outside of the ecology part is at one point one of the characters makes some holy water to deal with ghosts. And he's like, well, it's not very efficient to just like sprinkle it around everywhere. I'm going to keep it in a jar, put the jar on a rope, and swing the rope around because the ghosts can go through the jar and then get hit by the holy water.
He made a holy water mace. A flail.
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that idea.
It's just like, you know what? You have a point. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's actually... That's clever. That's clever. I respect that one. I really respect that idea.
Like, you can tell that this mangaka was just like bothered by, different things, sprinkling holy water and wasting it all. Like, you know.
Okay, how's this format?
Ooh.
I like
That's
it.
Nice.
All right, cool.
Don't mind me just posting more stuff from.
So what else can we talk about today?
What can we kill 15 minutes with?
Oh, geez, we only have 15 minutes left. I
Yeah.
lost track of time. Wow.
It's fine.
I mean, you and I finished the first season of Lucifer last night.
Oh, yeah. So it would only spoil Nate to talk about it, but it would still spoil Nate.
Earlier, I started rewatching an old show called Dead Like Me.
Oh.
I had no reason to. It's just like, that sounds like a fun rewatch. And I can't believe my mom let me watch it as a kid. Like, we watched it together.
Wow.
And it's like, this is not a show for kids at all. There's a lot of talk of, sex and drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were raised different. Our generation was made strong by watching all this shit.
I mean, my parents wouldn't let me watch South Park, so I'm not sure about that.
It's a crapshoot, really.
Yeah.
Speaking of good shit.
Also, in my opinion, outside of shock value, South Park isn't that great.
Yeah.
Like it's,
Some seasons
you
are
know,
really good.
yeah. Part of the problem is that like I genuinely cannot understand any of the characters.
Like as characters or what?
The way they talk, I just have such a hard time understanding them.
I thought you were. It would have been funny if you made a joke and it was like the only one I can understand is Kenny.
That would have been a really good joke.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of good shows, I've been recently watching Shogun, new one, and it's good. It's good, good.
Nice. Don't know how to format this.
Also on the at least on manga decks for Dungeon Meshi, they included some of the artists just extracurricular art in some of the things, and just the way that she does random art is so much fun.
I like when
I saw a
mangas do
scarf
that.
that was designed to look like a piece of bacon. I really wanted it. I ended up drawing this in order to convince myself that it would be difficult to match with other clothes.
That's cute. Sounds like this
Or,
author has a cute sense of humor.
She does. Or, I drew this because I thought it would look cute if a girl had enough hair to cover up her hands. Like, just imagine that coming to her head one day and she's like, I should draw that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
As someone who was like just asked the other day how long it takes me to grow my hair as long as it is. That's not how hair works. My hair is about that long.
Damn.
Or, apparently, I made gyoza at some point.
Huh.
Love the apparently. Because it makes me imagine somebody just blacking out, and when they come to, just there's gyoza.
I've heard of people doing strange things while they're blackout drunk. That would be a new one.
I mean, I've woken up to like literal nonsense in my Samsung notes.
Sometimes I doze off and accidentally call people on Discord.
It's funny what we do. Our sleep deprived mind does sometimes.
Yep.
Sleep depraved?
Yeah, that's the wrong syllable there, Phoenix.
Look, I can barely
to be
talk without
fair,
throwing my brains up right now. So
I think you could call most people when they're sleep depraved.
If you're doing something weird while you're asleep, then you're probably sleep depraved.
Exactly.
Man, I started this format and then I realized it only really works with a few of the morphs. And also I'm missing like a bunch of morphs that I need to figure out.
Also, there's side characters, like a secondary party that we kind of sort of follow in the series, and one of them is that cute little dog guy.
That reminds me of something. I need to go. But I need to go Google it.
The one thing with the dog people in this series is that they're referred to as kobolds. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, like there's this thing of kobolds being dog people that happened because of a misunderstanding in D&D.
Why did it do that? Discord, why?
I
Just
think
love web
that
games.
in first and second edition, kobolds were basically just little guys. And it was mentioned that they have faces similar to that of dogs. But I think in Japan, when that got translated, it turned into them just having dog faces.
So, like, kobolds, they seem to be depicted as anywhere between, like, brownies to dog people to lizard people.
In original myths, they were similar to goblins and other of the
That's kind
little
of what
guys.
I meant when I said brownies.
Yeah, they were mostly just these human-looking little guys.
Yeah.
I remember reading something about that because, like, something to do with that. Like, apparently, kobold is just German for goblin.
Yep. In World of Warcraft, I think it's humans that have the starting area that have kobolds as an early enemy. They're just like little furry goblins.
One of my absolute favorite games that had kobolds in it was Sacred 2, because every time you kill a kobold, they make a different stupid joke.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a shame that game was never really completed because the developer went out of business halfway through.
Aw.
Think of Sacred as open world Diablo, but way less serious.
That sounds great.
It is great.
I mean, I was going to say a little bit like Torchlight then, but Torchlight isn't very open world. It's pretty linear. But it still does.
Unfortunately, to get Sacred 2 to run on a modern computer, you have to run it in compatibility mode. Vista.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That
for an idea
makes
of how
sense.
old
that does make sense, though, because I think Vista did really weird things that make it the most common thing to have to do compatibility mode for.
That and the game released incomplete in 2008. So it was very much a Windows Vista game.
Watch me fail to type. Okay, that was... Of course, I'd say something and then I'd type fine.
Damn, it's on sale on GOG for like $3. Released in 2009. Close enough. This is a really fun game, and for 2009, the world is fucking gigantic.
Oh, here, Kuda, have one of the types of shapeshifters in Dungeon Meshi.
Oh boy.
It uses telepathy, well, like a kind of pseudo telepathy to figure out what you think of the other people and then makes copies of them according to that.
Wow.
It's a fun way to do shapeshifting.
Yeah. This is like the simplest way to show what this trait is supposed to be. So, do we want to wrap up? It's
Might be a good idea.
about time, and I think we've
Mhm.
run out of things to talk about. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done outros, so I wouldn't know where to begin with them.
I don't think any of us do, except for Phoenix.
Yeah, I ain't feeling that good, so.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.